I literally found the best car deal in the country. And you can too. I'm going to share you all my little tips and tricks. Here we go. Welcome back to Savory Seeds of Sunshine. And today we're going to dive right into the wide world of the web and how you can dig deep and find that best deal in the country. We know that floor plans, the cost that these vehicles incur as they sit on the lot. Credit costs. I mean, it's no different than when you own a car. If you don't own it flat out, you have to pay monthly installments to the bank, interest charges, and so on. But these car dealers have to pay the same thing. When they have a car for sale, they have to try to do their best, try to prioritize it, get it in the front of the lot, advertise it, market it, push it. And even the general manager often has conversations with his team to say, we need this one gone, we need that one gone. Motivate it, incentivize it, do what it takes. But sometimes they just don't sell. Why don't they sell? Maybe it's a poor spec, maybe it was grossly overpriced, maybe it's just not a competitive vehicle, or maybe it's just not what people are looking for. But whatever it is, if you need yourself a car, SUV, a truck, I can show you how to drill in from home. Easy. All you need is an internet connection, your mouse, your keyboard, whatever, and you can get it done yourself. You can start to peruse, find those best deals, because remember, vehicles that have typically sat on the lot for a significant period of time is starting to cost dealers a lot of money. We talked about the floor plan costs, but we know that the industry averages between 60 to 70 days of sitting on a car lot. That's the industry average. So from the time the vehicle gets checked in at the dealership, they shuffle the papers, they put it on the lot, start marketing it, to the time it actually you hand the keys to the next happy new owner, that's that time frame. The industry average is 60 to 70 days right now, but the longer that vehicle sits, the more it costs the dealer, the more it becomes outdated, obsolete, and the better chance of you getting a deal is pretty significant. It goes up. So let's drive right in. And if you just need a great vehicle, maybe you're not the fussiest about the cost, the particular color or the scheme, you just need a cheap deal. This is your opportunity to drill right in and get yourself a great deal by having this numbers, having this information, and going into the dealer and grinding them hard. I'm going to show you how you can do that yourself. Now, normally most classified ads are usually just that. Classified, they're incentivized for whoever is a seller to actually just move the vehicle. And it really doesn't do much for you, the buyer. For example, actually I probably shouldn't use examples, but for example, let's throw that out there. Auto traders, for example, are you sites that give you a certain amount of filtration. It gives you a certain ability to see vehicles and some information. It also even links you into things like Carfax and CarProof, but it doesn't give you everything you need. And this other site, what we're looking at here, let's just drive right in. Enough talk. And here you have Car Gurus. As you see, you basically have a search engine and you see a bunch of vehicles. No shortage, lots of vehicles for sale. But how do you know which vehicles are the ones that are right for you? And how are the ones that are going to get you the best deal? Well, this is a piece of information. So first of all, you're going to have to start out with, you could drill down and say what the type of model you want. So I'm going to say all makes at this time, because I'm not fussy. I'm just going to say I need a cheap vehicle to get me around to work. So I'm going to leave it open. So as some examples. And then models, let's leave that open. Postal code, you can write in your own postal code, zip code, depending on Canada, US, or wherever you're from, if you have this site in your own place. Let's type this in, and I'm going to type in a postal code, and I'm going to get this number in there, and we will see. So you got to start out kind of rough location wherever you're living. Then you want to drill in a little further, and we're going to walk you through this step by step. Filters. Okay, what year? Well, let's just say you want a new vehicle. You don't want something old and decrepit. You want brand new. What are the best deals for new cars? Well, we also know that there are some brand new old stock 2022 model years out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill in and I'm going to go down to 2022 as a minimum year. And I'm going to go up to 2024 because we know there is some new old stock. Distance from me. Well, we're just going to say we're going to expand that a little bit. I don't mind driving a few hours. You can determine kind of whatever you want to do yourself. And the price point is, I kind of leave that open. So it gives me a pretty broad idea whether I'm looking at shopping for a new truck. A Lightning could be close to 100,000, but I could be looking for a Corolla that might be closer to 30,000. So I'm going to leave that open. I'm not going to discriminate there, but you can do that, make your own choice. Then what you can do is I like to go down to, again, you can filter this in any way you want, but just looking for the best deals, I go into the section that is essentially mileage, because that's going to determine, is this a new vehicle or not? So what I do is I drag this all the way down to the minimum. 1,000 kilometers or fewer. So this is basically going to give me brand new vehicles, maybe demonstrators. So demos, new vehicles, that's all. That's all I want. 2022 with under 1,000 kilometers, which is about 600 miles. That's what I'm picking. You can filter again further transmissions, drivetrains. It doesn't matter. You do whatever you're looking for. But here's the key element. Days on the market. Now we already said the longer it sits on the lot, the better deal you're probably going to get, because you're going to know. You can look, and if you have that key ingredient, you can go into the dealer and say, look, you've had this vehicle for a year. Clearly it's not selling. This is what I'm willing to throw at it, because I'm done with this cost of living crisis. I don't need to pay through the nose, and I want to make sure I'm getting the best deal that's even physically possible. And remember, like these prices have been fluctuating, so some of these numbers are calibrated to where they were. Some of them are now, but this is, at least it gives you a strong baseline. So what I can do is days on the market, 1 day to 1,000 days. So I'm going to say, I don't want 1 day, because what if it just shipped in, it hit the market, it's hot, it's fresh. You're probably not going to get a great negotiating deal on that, right? So let's drag this all the way up, and I'm going to go up to, let's go 300 days. That's what, 9-10 months? Bingo, right there. Now we've got a recalibration of vehicles that we're seeing that are in your area, that have been around a long time, so you got a great deal on it, and they're easy to search. They're brand new, so because they have under 600 miles on them, because the way I filtered it, you now have a choice of vehicles here that you can pick from. I've got a couple pages of vehicles, and I'm going to show you some examples of vehicles that are that have been around for just about a year. Well, you know what? We can even push that out just maybe even a further. Why don't we go another step further and push that out to 350 days. That's basically a year. By my count, that's close enough to a year. So obviously your search is going to be dramatically smaller, but we still have quite a few vehicles that have not been selling. Let's give it a quick look-see here. So here we have a 22 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4. According to this, it has a 5.7 Hemi. You can get that for 41 grand. Now remember, we walked around the lot there the other day, and we saw a brand new 24 Ram Tradesman with the V6. And they were charging them, base was 55, out the door was like, it wasn't even out the door, it was $65,000 plus extras. It was basically with the extras, but plus taxes and add-ons. It would have been a little more, but that was basically $65,000. Here's a brand new 2022 Tradesman, but it's got the better engine, the 5.7, and you get it for $41,000, and that's without even getting hosed. I mean, you can get in there and you can start drilling these guys and say, look, no, I get it. It's a great deal. No, it's not good enough because it's 2 years old. It's already, the lot rot thing. You got to think about tires, batteries. Make sure you throw that in their face, because clearly they're going to continue to push back. They'll say, that's our bottom line. That's our bottom number. Is it? We'll check back with you in 6 months. Play some games, play coy, because you have now options and you have power. These vehicles have been sitting. And so you can click into this as an example. I'll click into the ad, and now you can go in here, and as you scroll down, you'll notice it gives you some basic information, gives you some dealer detail on it. You can scroll in there, it gives you a whole pile of like the features and the options. I won't get into that. But even better, it actually tells you a little bit more information as to what you can expect monthly payments based on, you could do your calculator. So it's a once and done. It calculates your price, your payment, your down payment, all of that kind of jazz. It's great. And then even more important is right here, it gives you some of the history. So this particular case, average market value is about $47,500. This one's had about a $6,000 adjustment below the initial market tag or price. Price has been decreased by $3,500, and it's been 572 days on CarGurus. So tells you right there, this vehicle's been moving around. And even better, so it's only been listed here recently for 18 days on the dealership, but it probably went to an auction or maybe shuffled around, but you can't hide the VIN. And the VIN tells you everything. And the VIN's actually telling us that this vehicle's been around here for 572 days. That's just about 2 years, folks. Almost 2 years that we've seen this Ram on the lot. So you know if the vehicle's not selling, it's been around almost 2 years, you've got strong negotiation powers and you can pretty much make that a go. So let's back this out and let's go into, that's just the general gist. But other vehicles, we got a 22 Tradesman, another one for $39,000, even better deal. How about the 23 Grand Cherokee Summit? This one, 500 kilometers. It's got, they're $91,000. So not everyone is a cheap deal. But if you know that it's been sitting around a long time, you have the power to negotiate. We have more Ram Tradesmen. We have a Maserati Grecale, $84,000. It has the i4, 296 ponies. You can get yourself a deal if you want a Maserati. Mustang Mach-E, this is a great one. Right here's an example. I've seen this before. If you're wondering about electric vehicles and Ford, we talk about how they're not selling. This is a 22 Ford Mustang Mach-E GT, so it's the upgrade. And as we scroll down, fair deal, $65,000. And even better, when we look here, this is actually, it says this car is $629 above market price, which likely has to do with some other factors, probably assuming that, the vehicle may be used or whatnot. But here it says, it gives you all this information. 15 days at the dealership, but 489 days on CarGurus. So in other words, CarGurus has tracked this VIN and knows that this has been on sale or on the market for 489 days. And when a dealer might take this vehicle to the auction and say, look, I'm done with this, post it, another dealer comes along, takes it, or they do a little tradesy, winds up in the hands of another dealer, and then they relist it as a new listing. And that's why you're seeing these low numbers for the dealership. But CarGurus says 489 days. So that's, what is that, year and a half, year and 3/4. Price went down about $9,400. So it's gone down about 10 grand. I actually saw this was cheaper last week. They've been kind of playing with this particular vehicle. I've been watching this one. And you've got to be careful because they will do that. Here today, gone tomorrow. So watch those deals. And we can back this program out. Look at some other vehicles. Grand Cherokee 4xE, 77 grand. Yeah, some good deals there. 4xE Summit. I mean, there's lots of Grand Cherokees. We know the Stellantis products are not selling. So we're seeing vehicles like the Jeep Grand Cherokees, Nissan Rogue. We talked about them last week. Ford Mustang GT, Lincoln Corsair, another 1500 Warlock for 67 grand. You might get yourself a cool truck for a lot less money. Then Audi e-tron, we also know those don't sell very well and depreciate like a rock. We have this jacked up 1500. There's a lot of great choices here. But if we look the next page, we can find some interesting information there. Here's another Stellantis product. Overpriced. And that's the beauty. Jeep, the CarGurus actually tracks kind of the median prices and kind of looks and monitors the values of these vehicles. And here's some examples. It tells you a 23 Jeep Compass, 4-wheel drive, $52,000. What? Anyway, it's telling you it's overpriced. Well, let's find out a little bit more information on this, shall we? Let's take a look. This vehicle is 7 grand above market, is what it says. Prices went down by $3,300. So they had a 10 grand over sticker or over market price. 506 days it's been trying to be sold on CarGurus. 13 days at the dealership, probably hit the auction or tradesies, like I said. Who wants these? I mean, honestly, a Jeep Compass is nothing more than probably a $20,000 SUV. It's their baby little unit. Not worth that much. Same thing with this Ram 1500 Classic Express Crew for 68 grand for 23. See, they're out to lunch. I'm not here to call anybody out, but this is what's going on here, right? Look at Challenger SRT, high priced. We've got, you've got some choices here. You want the BMW iX? We know those haven't been selling at all. $136,000 tells you it's overpriced, high priced, fair deal. It even kind of ranks them for you. And honestly, if we drag this up, see if there's any more, if we can go crazy with this. And we go on here and we can filter to the days on the market, and we can actually push that up, the threshold up to, what do we go up to 500 and see what it gives us. Yeah, so just tighten it up real good. So those are the vehicles right there. Cherokee, they're not selling. Nobody wants them. And we all know that the Jeep Cherokees have pretty much been discontinued. And so a lot of these vehicles are either, new old stock vehicles that are getting discontinued, or a full new model change, or they've been sitting on the lot, as you can see, for a long period of time, or they're just not a good vehicle. I saw Hornet on here last week. Surprisingly, it's not on here, but I bet you it shows up here. It's probably going to pop up here very soon. I saw it when I was browsing this last week. But, a lot of Stellantis products you'll find on here, but if you need a cheap truck, you just need maybe a trailer hauler or something that you for your business, you might be able to get yourself a great deal, because even like these basic tradesmen's, for example, at $39,000, it's a brand new truck. There's a little wear. The batteries are 2 years older. The tires are too. But you can get a great vehicle, brand new, just to do your work duties for pennies on the dollar. And with all of that said, definitely want to check out that. Jeep, Chrysler, Stellantis products are bloated. There's too much inventory, and there definitely crashes their market. Hope to see each and every one of you on the next one. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.